And this is the children's version of the Flipchart. Let's see how good you are at movies. If you need to get closer, move closer, because you want you to be able to see. Okay. First up, who is this character here? Put your hand up. Yes?
She's from the, what is it?
Robert.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
And her name is Angelica. Okay. What about this guy over here? Yep. He's off The Incredibles. Do you know what his name is? Anyone know his name? Syndrome. Unusual name, hey? Some others have unusual names. This one here, what movie is he off? Shrek. What's his name? Lord Farquaad, yes. And last but not least, which movie is this one? Finding Nemo, yes. And who is she? Darla. Yep, that's right. So here's a question for you. Do you think these people are good characters or bad characters? They're bad characters, aren't they? Do you think they would pass the good person quiz? No. What about you? Do you think you would pass the good person quiz?
Yes. No.
We'll put it to the test, eh? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. This picture here represents the 9th commandment, okay? This is a bit of an illusion. So hidden in here is, first of all, is a picture, then there is a word. So put your hand up if you can see the picture. Who can see the picture? It's quite tricky to see. Okay? For those of you who haven't seen it yet, it is a picture of the face. And there is an eyes and a nose, here's the lips, and there's the shoulders. So can you see that now?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, now the second thing hidden in this is a word. Put your hand up if you can see the word. Okay? We can't see the word. A few of you can't. Okay, who can tell me what the word is? Yeah?
Liar.
Liar, that's right. So there's the L, there's the I, the A, and that's the R. So this man has liar written all over his face, doesn't he? So the 9th commandment says we shouldn't tell a lie. Who here has told a lie before? Who's never told a lie? So what do you call somebody who tells a lie? They would be a liar. So what does that make us if we've told lies? Liars, yeah. Right. So I didn't know I was going to come and speak to a gang of liars this morning. You should have warned me, Julia. Yeah, this is the 8th commandment. It says we should not steal. What do you think he's stealing?
He's stealing because he wants to steal what it looks like, but some people say they normally, but they actually lying.
That's right. And you can also steal if you download music or videos off the internet that you're not supposed to, and you break copyright. Or maybe you snuck a biscuit or a lolly out of the tin or something when you weren't supposed to, or you thought nobody was looking. So maybe you hide things under your jacket. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. Who here has stolen something? I took it off the neighbour's tree. What do you call somebody who takes something that doesn't belong to them? A stealer or a thief, yeah. So we've all taken something. What would that make us? It would make us a pack of thieves. So we're liars, actually thieves. Okay, the 5th commandment says we should honour our parents. What does honour mean? Has anyone got any idea what honour means?
Yeah.
Yep.
Obey.
Obey. That's a really good one. Yeah. So who here has obeyed their parents perfectly? So every time your mum or dad says go and do this, you go straight away and do it. Every time they tell you to do something, you go and do it really happily. Who has done that? Who always does that? Who obeys their parents perfectly? Who has disobeyed their parents? Yeah, we have, And do you know what? Sometimes we can disobey our parents on the outside. We look like we're obeying them. Like if I'm asked to do the dishes, I might say, oh yeah, I'll go and do the dishes. And when I get to do the dishes, I'm like, I don't really want to do these dishes. Why am I having to do these dishes? Slam, bang, crash. On the inside, I'm not really being very obedient. On the outside, that's like I am. I'm actually doing the job. But the inside, I'm not really doing my job very well, am I? So I'm obedient on the outside, but on the inside, I'm disobedient. So this one says that we should honour and obey our parents, and we've just said we don't always do that. Okay, this girl, she's just fallen off her bike. The third commandment says that we shouldn't use God's name disrespectfully. So she's got some words coming out of her mouth, like she might say Jesus or Christ or something of God, oh my God. Have you ever used God's name disrespectfully? Who has used God's name disrespectfully? Yeah. And I know that people text OMG. You know how they text it? Yeah. That stands for oh my God. So that's actually another way we can use God's name disrespectfully. God's name's holy. He doesn't like it when we use his name disrespectfully. You wouldn't like it if I took your name and passed it all over Facebook and said horrible things about you. And God doesn't like it when we use his name disrespectfully. Okay. This man here has come before the judge, and he's stolen something. And he's saying to the judge, Judge, I promise I'm never going to steal anything again. I promise that I'm going to live a good life from here on in. If the judge is a good judge, do you think the judge should let him off? No, because he stole something, didn't he? He might have stolen $1 million. He might have stolen your house. He might have stolen your bike. You don't know where it was. He stole it. But the good judge would not let him off. He would say, no, you did the crime. You must pay the time. On Judgment Day, we will all come before God. Okay, he will be our judge. We won't look like that though. And God will say, you've broken my laws, and there is a consequence for breaking my laws. It's a place called hell. I don't want you to go there. It was not created for you to go there, but that would be the consequence if you continue to live your life breaking my laws, ignoring me, living life your own way. But because God is a just God, he's also a God of love. So the justice of God says, I need to deal with people who break the law. The love of God says, but I don't want any of the people that I love to go to hell. I want them to have a relationship with me, and I want them to get to know me. And so God treats sin very, very seriously. He treats the fact that we've broken his law very, very seriously. And this is how seriously he takes it. He sent Jesus, his own son, to die on the cross to take the punishment that each one of us deserves for breaking God's law.
That's sad, actually.
So it's pretty big, isn't it, for somebody to lose their life over something that we ourselves have done. Now Jesus, what's really cool is he came as a baby, and he was once a kid, just like you guys. He knows exactly what it's like to be a kid. He knows what it's like to be an adult, and he had a mission. A whole lot of people just didn't come and grab him and nail him to a cross against his will. He knew all through his life that this is what was going to happen, that it was his mission to die on the cross to save the world. And so he volunteered his life up so that we could be saved from the fate that would happen for those people that break God's law. So Jesus died on the cross, and you can see some little cars here that represent the nails where he was nailed to the cross. Jesus died on the cross to take the punishment that we deserve. Then because he was the Son of God, 3 days later, he was buried, and then 3 days later he rose again from the dead. I'm pretty sure that there were lots of people named Jesus back then. I think there were lots of people that died on the cross back then. But what's so special about Jesus is that he rose to life again. There's not very many people who can say that they rose to life again, and that's the power of God that proves that Jesus is who he said he was. Jesus is the Son of God, and Jesus has the power to give us a clean slate. So Jesus has the power to have a big rubber and wipe out all the past history, all the times that we have broken God's law. Jesus can wipe that out for us. So it's this is like a present that God gives the whole world. Okay? God doesn't have favourites. He did this for everyone. It doesn't matter which country you come from, nowhere you can hide from God. He's done this for each one of you. But there's something special about it. It's like a present. I can go to Julian and I can say, Julian, here's the neatest present here. Look, it's so good. Would you like this present? What does Julian need to do to get the present? He needs to accept it, doesn't he? Jesus has done this for all of us. It's his gift. It's his present to each one of us. We need to accept what God has done for ourselves. And so God says, well, there's two things that you need to do. One is that you need to do a U-turn. You need to turn your life around. Before you were living life like everybody else was, just doing your own thing, just heading your own way. You ignored me. But I want you to believe I exist and turn your life around and start not doing the things that offend me. Stop doing those things you know is wrong. And then the second thing is that we need to surrender every area of our life over to God. Okay? So there's those two things, turn and surrender. So we're going to believe that Jesus died on the cross to take the punishment for our sins, and then turn our life around and surrender every area over to him. Okay?